Good day and welcome to Cyber CEO. My name is Markus Hugenschmidt and I'm the CEO of Jam Cyber. We are doing these segments of up to 5 minutes to explain some important terms in the cybersecurity space without drowning you in abbreviation. Today we're looking at what's Next Generation Antivirus, also referred to as Endpoint Detection and Response. Before we talk about what next generation is, though, let's have a look at what classic, old school, if you will, antivirus looked like. And in a nutshell, it was like a photo book in your local police shop, police station, and you would basically have images of all the bad guys in a book. And obviously, in the context here, that book would contain hundreds of thousands of signatures, if you will, of what viruses looked like. And then every time the computer would execute a program, start Word or open a file or anything, the antivirus scanner would go have a quick look in that book and say, do I know this guy? And the moment it would know it, it would go and say, nah, you're not allowed here. I either delete you or put you in quarantine or whatever else the action could be. Limiting factor clearly is this book. Meanwhile, we have over 1 million new threats a day. So updating this book and then rescanning the whole drive and all that kind of stuff takes a lot of time, is not a very efficient way to do it. And this is where next generation antivirus came in. In a nutshell, rather than having the police station with a photo book, we now have a police state. Politically, we can debate that. On a computer, it makes a lot of sense. So anything that now happens, any process, anything that is executed and run or looked at on your computer is basically looked at by different senses, behavioral senses. And so to put it back into the context of humans, you'd have CCTV, you'd have temperature gauges, you would have artificial learning machines that look and film people, and if somebody behaves funny or it could be a bit dodgy, the cops swarm out, arrest the bloke, give him a bit of a tickle, and if it turns out it's something suspicious, then they shoot him. Again, politically we can't debate that concept, but on a computer it makes a lot of sense. The main reason for that is we can through that detect unknown or 0-day threats that just emerged and aren't really that understood yet. Because it's on a process level and not a file level, they can be detected. And again, the other thing as well, not just file-based threats. So, classic antivirus were coming as an email attachment or you download it from the internet. But more and more stuff comes, covered in, say, a PDF file, and then it's the image passing, the way the computer deals with something in that file that is your threat. Or it comes through your browser and it's not a file at all. It's literally just a process in your random access memory in your computer. So next generation antivirus can pick those up. And very important as well, a modern virus or worm or whatever it is basically polymorphic. It changes all the time. And that's because it's a good old cat and mouse game. Whenever a virus deploys itself and replicates itself, rather than remaining the same and risk detection, it's just changing all the time. What software like WebRoot do is, and we would recommend WebRoot, we use WebRoot with all our clients, it's a great product, is they use AI, artificial intelligence or machine learning to continuously learn from all the internet connected computers that are deploying WebRoot. So if one machine picks something up, all the other ones over time will realize what's going on. So very important. Another one is the ability to roll back. So if something like a ransomware is actually executed and it already started to encrypt files on a computer, it's not always, but sometimes there is the ability to then go and say, oh, hang on, we've detected a threat now. Let's roll back what this process has actually done and basically get back to square one and live happily ever after. Another important one as well is the network isolation. Ransomware and worms and viruses generally, the moment they deploy in a computer, they go and they look across the network to find other computers or software or mobile devices or whatever they can also attack. And network isolation in the case of a detection of a threat means that that computer is then like shut down. Nothing can connect to the internet anymore. Nothing can connect to anything on the network anymore. The only thing that can happen is that through the web route control panel, your cybersecurity team can access the computer and figure out what's going on and potentially un-isolate the box again. That's next-gen antivirus. Now, whether you have classic antivirus or next-gen antivirus, antivirus gives you, according to our research, 47% of protection. If you implement the ACSC, you add about an extra 30%. So keep in mind that antivirus in 2021 is just no longer enough. You do need the ACSC Essential 8 security controls in place, plus end user awareness training and a few more things. Cybersecurity is not an IT problem, it's a business risk. You need to look at people, you need to look at governance, cyber governance, and then also, yes, there is a technology component, and this is where cyber specialists like us come into play. If we can help you with anything, reach out to us anytime. And otherwise, have a lovely day. Thanks for your time and your attention.